Hey YouTube, it's ibyl and I'm coming to you all with a tag video, the my first time tag. And I had a chance to look through my subscriptions and I saw that the Bronze Goddess 01 had done this tag, and then I had a chance to see the Socialites tag as well. And so I decided I would like to do the tag to share a little bit about myself with you all. And if you're watching this video, I tag you. And you can do a video response and tag it to this video, or if you're not going to do a video response, then you can just comment about some of the things that I'm going to be talking about. I love to hear from you all, so I'm about to begin. I found the questions on one of the videos I watched, but I'm going to add in some questions as well to make it a little interesting. So the first question is, do I still talk to my first love? No. Oddly enough, sometime last year I got a random call and a random text from him, which is odd because I hadn't talked to him in a long time. I have communicated with his sister, so maybe that was a connection, because I don't even know why he still had my number, so I'm assuming he got it from her, even though I haven't changed my number in a long time. I've had the same number since 2001, so it's either he still had my number or he got it from her again, which is weird. What was my first alcoholic drink? So in undergrad, my sorority, we would host mixers, and I want to say my first drink was at the mixer, and it was some type of mixed drink. So it had vodka in it, something sweet, and not sure what else. It's either that or Midori sour. I want to say it was a mixed drink. My first job. Alright, so I got my first job when I was 14 years old, and it was at an amusement park called Libertyland in my hometown. Libertyland is no longer there now. It was closed down some years ago. But growing up, I loved going to Libertyland, and so it was really exciting that when I was a teenager that I got a chance to get a job there. And I worked in the food and beverage area, so I was actually in the pizza parlor the whole summer, and the pizza parlor had AC. So most times when you're working at an amusement park, you know, you're outside, it's sweaty, it's hot, but I was in the pizza parlor with the AC. So I was prepping pizzas, cooking pizzas, serving people, cleaning up. It was really nice, and I had a chance to make a little money. The next question is, what was my first car? So my first car, I actually didn't get a chance to drive. It's odd. So my dad brought home this navy blue car, and it was two-door. And he said, this is the car I'm going to fix up for you. But he ended up getting me a blue, which is shade lighter than navy, a blue Malibu, and it was a 1999. So when I got my license, I started driving it. So I had a chance to drive it to high school, my junior, senior year. Who was the first person to text me today? First person to text me today was my friend from back home. She sent me a picture of Snoopy, and it had the different traits of a good friend, and she said, thank you for being a good friend. So that was really sweet of her. Who's the first person I thought about this morning? First person I thought about was my dad, because he called me last night and I didn't get a chance to call him back. So when I woke up, I was thinking, oh, I need to call him back. Who's my first grade teacher? My first grade teacher was named Mrs. Clark, and she was awesome. Oddly enough, in high school, I befriended Mrs. Clark's younger cousin, and when we got to college, we ended up talking about our past teachers, and I mentioned I had a teacher named Mrs. Clark, and he said, get out of here, that's my cousin. So long story short, when we got back home for like one of our breaks, I ended up going to her retirement party. And it was around the time when I was about to enter the education field. So it's pretty cool to be able to see her again. And she's a really good teacher. Where did I go on my first ride on the airplane? My first ride on the airplane, I went to Florida, because my aunts and my cousin and I were going to go on a cruise, and we were going to port in Florida. Who was the first best friend, and do we still talk? I can't remember who was the first, but there was two best friends I had when I was really young. One of the girls' name was Lakeisha. She lived right next door to me. And then another girl was one street over named Ashley. And I can't remember who was first, but they were both my friends when I was really young. And one of them I have as a friend on Facebook, but I really don't keep up. So neither one do I keep up with. Where was my first sleepover? So growing up, my parents never let me sleep over a friend's house. That was like out of the question. So if I had a sleepover, it was with my cousins over my aunt's or my uncle's house. So I want to say my first sleepover was over my aunt's house with my cousins. Who was the first person that I talked to today? First person I talked to today was my dad, because like I said, I didn't get a chance to call him back last night. Got home, didn't know where I put my phone, was tired, sleepy. So I called him this morning. Whose wedding was I in for the first time? A couple of years ago, I was in my friend and my sorority sister's wedding. Her name's Britt, and I was one of her bridesmaids. It was my first time being someone's bridesmaid. The first thing I did this morning, woke up and went to the restroom. Yes, it's usually my routine. What was the first concert I ever went to? I can't remember the first concert. I think this was the first one, but there was a concert venue called the Pyramid back home, and I went to see Boyz II Men. They were the headline, and also Brandy was there in a group named Subway. And I went with my older cousin. He was kind of looking out for us, and then my cousins that are around my age. And I had to be in elementary school. I remember we were in the nosebleed sections, of course, and we were borrowing someone who was on our row, someone we didn't even know. We were borrowing their binoculars to see the Boyz II Men members. And I remember I grabbed the binocular, I could see some sweat, and I was like, oh, I can see them. But it was just nice being in the building. I remember I know I was really young, because I remember taking one of the binoculars that you can get from a McDonald's or a Wendy's Happy Meal. I don't know why I would think that would work. It would have the same strength and power being in the nosebleed section and being able to see on stage. I don't know what I was thinking. Alright, first broken bone. I've never had a broken bone. I've had to get stitches for a playground injury, but no broken bones. First piercing was my ears, and oddly enough, I got my ears pierced and I took them out, I guess because they were sore and it wasn't time enough for me to take them out, so they closed. I had to get them pierced again. And getting your ears pierced, oh my gosh, I remember it being so painful. First foreign country, I don't know if this counts, but any country besides the U.S., I've been to Mexico, and that was where I went on the cruise. First movie I saw, can't remember the first movie I saw. One of the movies I remember seeing at the drive-in, it was called Dick Tracy. And I remember growing up, my aunt bought me this Dick Tracy raincoat. She bought all of her nieces and nephews this Dick Tracy raincoat, and it had the comic strip all over the sleeves. Every part of the raincoat had the Dick Tracy comic strip. And I don't know why, but I was like so embarrassed to wear this raincoat. But anyway, Dick Tracy, that's what I remember seeing at the drive-in. And I think drive-in should come back. Like, I don't think I've been since seeing Dick Tracy. I don't remember any other movie I saw there. But yeah, it was interesting. First detention. I was really good in school all the way up until I got out, and even outside of school, still good. I'm not about that detention life, so I never got detention. I think I almost got it once for a misunderstanding, but no, I was always doing what I was supposed to do. My first roommate, of course, my first roommate was my older sister. She's 6 years older than me. We shared a room growing up, and that big age gap really made a difference, because you know, she was the cool one, I was the lame one. But outside of family, my first roommate was in college. Actually had 3 roommates, because we stayed in an apartment style dormant, so we had our own room. We had to share a bathroom on one side, and the other 2 roommates shared a bathroom on the other side, and we had a common space and a kitchen. So one girl, she was from a different city. The other 2 was from my hometown. I actually knew one of them from junior high. The other girl I didn't know. But one of them I still keep in touch with. The other 2 don't keep in touch with at all. Another question. My first YouTube video. This was back in 2008. It was a summer. I was on break from teaching, and I needed something to do. So I had already been on YouTube to, you know, browse videos. I said, let me make a video. And so the first video I made was, I want to say it was the one, Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna put a link somewhere on this video and you can click to see it. It was either I had a lollipop and then I had the Lil Wayne background beat, or it was me just giving a taste of what my channel would be like. And I was just doing silly things because that's what my channel's gonna be like, because I'm silly. But it ended up turning into a little different than that. Like, I started with my whole natural hair thing, and I'm still natural, it's just natural with locks. So yeah, I'm gonna link it somewhere so you'll see my first video. My first book, I don't really remember my first book. My first chapter book I remember, I was in 6th grade and I had never really finished a chapter book. But my 6th grade teacher, who I want to give a shout out to, her name was Miss Coheim. She was really stern, she was really firm, and even though she was really mean to us, I still consider her one of my favorite teachers ever, because just her being hard on us taught us a lot. And so through her sternness, there was compassion and love. But anyway, she said every day we would read this chapter book until we finish it. And so the book was Secret Garden, and I thought I wouldn't like it, had no pictures or anything like that, but I ended up loving that book. So thank you, Miss Coheim. First time driving, I want to say when I was learning, my dad would take me to the fairgrounds parking lot, which was empty, had a lot of parking spaces, and he would just let me drive in between the lines and try to tell me how to park. And my dad loved him to pieces, but him and teaching me how to drive, since I got a little frazzled, but we made it through. I want to say it was even young. You know how when you're younger and your parents say sit in my lap and you can hold the steering wheel? I want to say I had one of those experiences, but the time I remember just me sitting behind the steering wheel, I want to say I was about 14 and we were at the fairgrounds. First party, the first part I remember was my cousin's birthday party, and he always got extravagant birthday parties, but this was an MC Hammer birthday party, and it was at my other aunt's house. So not his mom, but my other aunt's house. First social media, I want to say it was Black Planets, and I loved designing my page and everything like that back in the day. Black Planet was many moons ago. First person I subscribed to on YouTube, don't know, because like I joined YouTube in 2006, really didn't know what it was about, thought I could just come over here and watch music videos. That was about it, didn't really know much else. When I did start watching more and thinking about making my own videos in 2008, I subscribed to a YouTuber named Tracy May, and I just loved watching her videos, like her Wednesday What's Up, her Friday Wrap Up, and I was like, okay, I can do something like this. And yeah, I started making videos. So I would say she was my first subscription, but the first one to inspire me to make videos. First time cooking, I want to say when I was like in elementary school, because my mom always had me cooking breakfast. Like if it was, you know, I got dressed waiting on her to take me to school, and she like cook some eggs and bacon for us. So I cook for her and for me. So middle school, cooking eggs and bacon. Not middle school, elementary. Yeah, elementary school, cooking eggs and bacon. I remember as early as like 5th grade. First tweet. Yeah, I don't know that one. It probably something like, hey, Tweeple. I'm not saying for the longest. Every time I would send my first tweet for the day, I would say, hey, Tweeple. I don't know what my first tweet was. But I'm going to post the questions in the info box. And I tag you, and you to do a video response to the My First Time tag. Hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope it hasn't been too long. I look forward to conversing with you all about this video and about the video you're going to do. Peace.